All right, Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. This film, at a shape. So when we went to go see it with trailers, we were about 3 hours. I'll save you some time right here. There's only a mid-credit sequence. There's no end-credit sequence. You're welcome. I've now shaved like 8 minutes off the runtime of this movie. Go with the bright parts first. The opening thing dealing with the death of King T'Challa slash Black Panther slash Chadwick Boseman is so beautifully well done. When they do the opening Marvel montage, again, so beautifully well done. The montage they do at the end too, also very, very well done. Makes me wonder how different this film would have been had he not passed. And it also means too that when they're doing the mourning things and they're doing the reflections on the loss of, whether he was the Black Panther, whether he was a son, whether he was a king, whether he was a brother, when they have those moments, you can tell it's actual, real, raw emotion because the actor actually died. And I was like, wow. It's horrible the fact they actually passed, but it makes for these just really well done moments. And Angela Bassett in this movie flat out kills it. There are moments I went, maybe the U.S. needs a queen. Could we vote? Angela Bassett is the queen of the U.S. I mean, can you vote for a queen? They did in Star Wars. You elected a queen? Can we just? Did a really great job. And I will say, this is going to be a bizarre scene. When M'Baku is walking in for a meeting of the elders, he has by far one of the most gangster ways of eating a carrot. For people who are good on social media, I would love to know if that was in the movie, if that was an impromptu scene, or if he actually just walked on the set with a giant thick carrot and began just snapping on it. And everyone went, yeah, you know what? You're the gigantic muscular dudes who are vegetarians. Yeah, you're going to walk into this meeting with everyone else and you're going to be eating a carrot. A carrot size like a baby's arm. Just this massive carrot. Other bright points. Naamor, that's how I pronounce his name, does say the M word. And that word is mutants. I like that they establish him as a threat. Every time you see him and his people, they're a threat. They don't get the oh, this guy's really powerful. This guy's really powerful. Really powerful. Okay, end of film. Yeah, he's really super weak. Because in most films, you have villain gets established, villain wastes, heroes. Heroes whose power upgrades, heroes then, of course, easily defeat, the villain at the end. And they kept Naamor powerful throughout the movie, which I really, really liked. He also gets a full background. Ironically, watching this film, I was like, this really feels like they got to a point where they're like, all right, we're about 2 hours into this movie. Yep. I want to do more. Are we going to do a second storyline? Yeah, you know what? Yeah. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to have the passing of Chadwick Boseman, the passing of T'Challa. What's going to happen with the Black Panther. We're going to have the nation of Wakanda kind of being raked over the coals by the UN. We're going to have the introduction of a brand new, I'll just say, race of people and their kingdom and some of their hierarchy. We're going to introduce another new character, and we're introduce a few other additional characters. And we need to have a giant resolution. And this time, no Skybeam, which was good for a Marvel fish. And jokes kept to a bare minimum. There's a handful. And there are moments where it's tense, but not dramatic. So it's okay to have moments of levity. And pretty much, if you're anybody of a European descent with a low count of melanin, you are more than likely a villain in this movie. Unless you're Bilbo. Bilbo, does a great job in this. As pretty much the only non-villainous European. And the way they did the underwater stuff was done very well. I know people are like, oh man, it's going to make Way of Water seem weird. No, Way of Water is fantasy run alien world water. This was done with, yeah, it's dark underwater. Yeah. Let's have our underwater scenes be dark, except for moments when we really want them to have artificial light to them. Ironheart, okay. Did it feel kind of weird having two people of similar skill sets? You have two young, smart, female super geniuses. Okay, you have two of them. Their skills kind of overlap in a lot of ways. But then towards the end, they're both given their very distinctive directions. Mid-credit scene is very well done. This was a lot of times, it's hard to do a sequel justice. While this film isn't perfect, I would still say I prefer the first Black Panther to this one, just because it had a much better flow to it. This one, you can tell that there are moments where they really, really let scenes breathe, which is good for like a director's cut. But sometimes I was kind of like, I feel like this movie had maybe like 10, 15 minutes shaved off of it. It could have a much better pacing. But it's very, very well. I would put this up there for a sequel, almost like Winter Soldier, where it's a way of doing, here's this Marvel doing drama. Not a bunch of forced comedy, which is good. You need this. You need some very defined differentiation between your films. And again, incredibly well done. Some ridiculously solid amounts of acting in this. And unique to see, where some of these characters go. I know there isn't another Black Panther film in the current slate of the MCU. So, maybe we'll see Black Panther again in one of the Avengers films. Maybe on a Disney Plus thing.